Hey guys, it's me again, Orc Slayer. What is? Where we last left off, let's see, checking. God, there's 13, Deku and Bell are still technically trapped in their 16-year-old bodies, so, you know, life sucks. As I continue forward, sorry. Deku and Bell, like I said, there is no connection up top. It's essentially like dead quiet, they got nothing. Every now and then, they'll find something new. They'll find recent things of tampering. Maybe they'll even see what you call submarines, underwater vehicles from places that they drop by, like within the span of a year. Mina and Eri have grown up to be 14, like I said, like in that period. They keep on seeing weird things that like float by that don't look like things, and on the inside it's like, Captain, do you see this? As it's like, this is Rapture, anything you see probably won't surprise me. As in he's like, sees it, and it's two things standing there with bloody drills and guns with like two 13-year-old girls. He's like, that is new. Those aren't big daddies or big sisters. As he like zooms in, he's like, that's a new breed. We better call this up to people up the top. They may not like this. He's like, they seem to be different though. Like, they aren't constantly carrying them on the back, and I thought the little sisters are perpetually like the same age as they've always been. It's like Lamb must be getting desperate. Her operations on top side have been going kind of south since All Might came over to Japan. She's been thwarted on every other front except Japan. Well, if All Might's here, he may actually be doing some good. As then Deku like looks at the glass, and he's like, wait a second. As he notices the thing, as he's like, sir, I think it noticed us. As he's thinking, he runs over and picks up a thing. He's like, grabs it, picks it up, and like looks at it and like looks for something. As they're like, cut the engine. As they're looking at it, it's like, Deku, what are you? That's a submarine. A submarine? Yes. As he's like, do we have anything to draw with? Anything? As they're like, as they're all looking around. Ares says, oh, I found this. As it's a pen. He's like, as he starts like scribbling with it, as it just says, help. As in Sophia Lamb sees this and has sent a big daddy, or has sent something equivalent, like with heavy weapons, as several explosions, like, sir, we're under fire. It's like, get us out of here. As those people took pictures, as like, sir, something's happening. As they start seeing something like dozens of things coming at them, as Deku, Kirishima, Eri, and Mina are severely outnumbered. Mina actually has learned to reuse her acid, as she throws a few on several splicers as they start burning. And as Deku and Eri are holding off one side, Kirishima and Mina are holding off another. It's like, sir, it seems like those ones are still, how you would say, sane. They're like, maybe it'll come sooner or later. It has to be right? As you're like, oh no, just keep fighting. As they keep firing upon them, as it's a annoying, difficult situation that they're in. As Mina's actually as Mina like felt like went over to help Deku and them, she was jumped on by the spider splicer. Which what they do, they have elongated limbs, and they have like they use hooks, like meat hooks or stuff like that, as they crawl up along the walls. As when I grabbed her and had pulled her up, Deku's like, nope. As he's like, as he throws Eri the shotgun, as it's like a 14-year-old with a sawed-off shotgun. She's like, come here. Actually, that's a good question. Could she? No, that probably wouldn't make sense. Well, maybe. That is a good question. Anyways, as Deku jumps up, grabs the spider splicer, as he had used like his enhanced strength to jump up high, grabbed the spider splicer, and he's like, hands off! As he then, Mina, like, got on his back, like, very quickly. He then fell to the ground, pretty much riding the entire thing down, smashing it into the ground. It's like, you okay, Mina? She's like, yes, as he's like, has on the head. Good. Keep fighting. We'll see what we can do from here. As he keep blasting away, it's like, ugh, running out of ammo, Deku. And he's like, what do you think I'm doing here? As they like, move back. As they start retreating. Lamb has been on their asses since that day. So they've been like constantly moving every day for the past year. As well as the fact that they've had to sometime, like, still, Eri and Mina still have to have Adam. And since they're getting older, it's just getting, like, they have to eat more. It's not like a unending hunger. It's like, they can be satisfied. It's just that as they grow older, their appetites grow larger and such. Especially now, since they're hitting, like, puberty and such, and they have to, like, start consuming more food to, like, help them with, like, since they're, like, in growth spurts and such. Especially since girls grow much faster at the beginning than guys. So as they, like, start, like, having to get more Adam to, like, fuel their, like, growth and such. Like, as Deku is, like, for the first time in forever, he's like, as it's like, Deku, are you okay? As it's like a week later, he's like, Nito. As he like falls over to his side, he's like, rest. As it's like, Mina, Eri, grab Deku. As they like help him up, he's like, thanks. As they start stumbling towards an area, as they block it off, it's like, Deku, what's wrong with you? He's like, I think I've been up for several months without sleep. I don't know how you're feeling, Kirishima, but I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit low. It's like, alright, man, you know what? Just take a nap. Take a power nap or whatever you need. It's a miracle that we've been operating for as long as we have. But I guess even and this is like what I'm doing for the big brothers. Even we have to have a limit. Tell you the truth, I wouldn't be lying if I haven't been feeling bad for a little while. I think we just need to sleep. Eri, Mina, you guys think you could take watch for a little bit? They're like, yeah, we can. As Deku, like, puts a hand on Eri and Mina's shoulder, he's like, thank you, too. Sorry you have to do this for us. We're pretty bad big brothers at this point, aren't we? It's like, did you get shot, Deku? He's like, no. Just tired. As Mina's like, it's okay, Deku, it's okay. Just rest. We'll wait here for you. As it's like, yeah, thank you. As he sits back and, like, lays his head back as the green light sort of, like, dims down. And Kirishima's red light dims down as well. As it's like, alright. As Mina and Eri are speaking, so what do we do now? As she, like, Mina's like, well, I'm not tired yet. If you are, you can, like, take a bit of a rest. She's like, really? It's like, yeah, it will be fine by me. As Mina's like, as Eri's like, alright. As she's looking at the two of them, she doesn't want to bother Deku or Kirishima. So she takes a blanket or something resembling a blanket from nearby, just covers herself with it and, like, gets close to Kirishima. I guess, like, as he was, like, attempting to fall over, she, he was gonna fall over, as then she, like, grabbed him a little bit and just, like, kept him still as she sat down, just making sure he wouldn't, like, fall over, like, on the ground. So Mina's like, okay. As they're waiting there, Deku's like, and she, as the light comes fully on, he's like, what? Oh, I'm feeling much better now. Mina? Kirishima? As when he's getting up, like, nobody's there, he's like, where are they? As he opens up the thing, he's like, the place isn't compromised, is it? As he's walking out, he sees Kirishima and Mina like laying there. He's like, no, 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 get up, Kirishima. He's like, where were you, Deku? Where were you? They needed to get something to drink. Adam, I thought I could handle it, but I wasn't able to, Deku. Where's Eri? Is Mina alright? As he like flips her over, she's torn up from stomach up. As he's like, I'm sorry, Deku. I couldn't protect him. He's like, don't go down without me, man. You can do it. He's like, sorry. Her doing this. As he falls unconscious. Deku's like, no. Where's Eri? As then like shows a manifestation of Lamb as she appears from the shadows with his few big sisters. As she's like, well, actually, scratch Mina being dead. She's like, welcome to your little sisters, Eri and Mina. As it's like, they have finally come to their senses to join our family. As then they like get the helmets put on. It's like, Eri, Mina, don't make me do this. As they like make them do this. Well, not make them do this, but why did you let them do this to Kirishima? It's like, as Lamb says, let us do it. She laughs. I told them to do it. As he looks at them in shock, like, no, you're lying. As Mina says, yes, it is. We have joined our big sisters, brother. Now, it's time for you to earn your rest. As they bring out their syringes and blades, as he's like, I'm sorry for this, you two. As he rushes forward, clashing with them. Then he's like, like, literally sits up, like, as he stands up. As when he's actually about to go stand up, Mina's right next to him. Mina, where's there? As he's looking around and he sees Eri and Kirishima over there, he's like, as he makes sure she's propped up properly, he's looking out the windows. Nobody's out there. As he's keeping watch for a little bit, like a guard dog. Sorry. As they all eventually wake up, Mina's like, what happened? As she like remembers she fell asleep against Deku. As she heard some noises and got scared. And Eri was already by Kirishima, so she got by Deku. As it's like, Deku? As he's like, you're up, finally. She's like, how long have you been up? For several hours, and thanks for letting us rest. I feel, well, let's get the other two up. As they're like, hey guys, as Kirishima's like, as he like brings out his drills, as it's like, Kirishima, it's alright. Eri, as Deku shakes Eri, it's time for us to move. I don't think we can be safe here for much longer, but I'm also, my guess is you two are starting to get thirsty for some Adam. They're like, yeah, sorry. Well, do the little sisters stomach grumbles when they are hungry for Adam? I'll say yes. As that little grumble happens, as it's like, alright, let's go get you two some Adam. As then throughout the grapevine, they've been hearing whispers of another woman trying to help get little sisters out. So they're like, it's not right. As they're walking around one day, and then they hear a phone ringing, as they're like, what? As it's like an old it's an old style payphone, as it's like, hello? As they like actually just bring it up, and it's like, excuse me, you there? Are you those big brothers I've heard about helping their little sisters? And you aren't completely mindless? He like looks at the other three. He's like, yes, who's this? My name is Dr. Tenenbaum. I believe that's her name, Dr. Tenenbaum. Essentially, she's the one who created all the little sisters, so yay, fun little bit of knowledge there for you. As it's like, what if I could tell you I could help you in your your brother and your sisters. As Deku's like, how? She's like, so, you can speak. Anyways, meet me here. I will give you what you desire. But I don't think as it's cut off, that's enough out of you, Tenenbaum. Izuku, you are to hand Mina and Eri over. In return, I will allow you and your brother to return to the surface, unharmed and unimpeded by any of my associates. They belong to the Rapture family, as you were supposed to, but you chose otherwise. As Deku closed the thing, as he's like, as like, what's wrong, brother? It's like, we got a problem. As he talks with them about the choices that have been availed to them, that I don't intend to take on Tenenbaum's offer, even if you two are willing. We're gonna go fight, not Tenenbaum, Lamb's offer. If it was my choice, I would lead her to the slaughter. But unfortunately, we can't. Being down here has changed all of them. They're not above killing in the slightest. But then again, if they met an actual human instead of these splicer freaks, it may feel different. As Deku says, so, we're gonna try to meet up with this Dr. Tenenbaum. Apparently she knows how to fix you two. And quite possibly, maybe with a ton of time, she could fix me and Kirishima. But at the moment, we're gonna be focusing on trying to find a way to get in contact with her again. Lamb's got us all surrounded, as then they hear little big sisters coming, as they're like, as it's like, back to back, all of you now! As it's like, the little sister comes trying, like, not little sister, big sister tries to grab Eri with her telekinesis. Deku then takes his, like, other kinesis and throws several giant pillars of rocks at them. As they held on to Eri, as the rocks crashed into her, it's like, we move back, now, go! As it's like, we can't go back the way we came, they probably got it swarmed with splicers. It's like, I feel like we're getting hurted someplace. Keep on cutting us off and keeping us on the very edge. What does that mean? That means we're gonna have to push deeper. As they start rushing towards where the big sister came from, and it's like, she got in that way somehow. As they like start jumping up, carrying Eri and Mina on their backs. As long as we can get through this, as they find that big sister, as Deku takes his drill and goes, and starts, like, drilling into her. As it's like, as they like snatch up the atom, as he then gives it back to like Eri and such. That should help you that should help you guys if it comes down to it. As they've killed many, many big sisters. And every time they kill a big sister, they ensure to take her, like, little syringe filled with atom. Or whatever is filled with that. As if they aren't able to find any corpses with atom in them, or get to a machine where they can bust it open, they make sure that they always have stuff like that on hand, just in case they have to hide out for a little while. And they've had to hide out a lot of times. Even with all of them, like, put together, and Eri and Mina having a few of the abilities that the big sisters have, even though it's like they are severely weaker than, they still aren't able even to, like, push past, since they get, like, flooded with splicers and they have to hide out for weeks. Well, days to weeks of just hiding and hunkering down in a place. They've been draining supplies quite rapidly. Kind of like me when I run out of med packs. God, that sucks. That's the fun part, is that Eve is like, in the game, is like what lets you recharge your, like, ability to use atom and such. Like, abilities like Fire Blast or Incinerate, Air Push, Ice Burst, stuff like that. That's how you use it, is that you use Eve to recharge your, I'll just say, Magicka bar, because it's blue. I had more trouble finding health packs. But that's because I always got into a shootout every 10 seconds. And then ammo was a big problem as well. Sometimes I would like quite literally have to rely only on my abilities, and even then, I still at the end had like not five, but a lot of Eve things to give me more atoms. So yeah, you know. Anyways, as I'm done, I guess ranting in a way about that, Deku and them end up Deku and them are rushing past as they're like, as Lamb like uses and allows to be here. Do not let them get deeper into Rapture. As they're like, oh dang it, there's too many of them. As they start firing, as it's like, there's not enough bullets or us to kill them all. It's like, we don't have to kill them all. As it's like, look up there. As it's like, it's like, what are you? As it's like, what are you're not thinking about? I think we may have no other choice. Eri and Mina, you know those things we gave you? As they gave them like little masks that should allow them to breathe underwater for a period of time. Put them on now! As Deku focuses, throws like rocks, shoots his guns and everything, as they like just cause the entire glass ceiling to collapse. It's a literal glass ceiling. As they have it on, it's like, get behind us! As they put up somewhat of using Deku's... Actually, they fall back a little bit, and Deku uses Ice Burst. I'll say is one he can use. Well, yeah, I'll say they've acquired a few more Atom abilities. Not a few, but like one or two more Atom abilities within that year. Deku acquired Ice Burst along with Incinerate and such, and Telekinesis. That's the three he has. Kirishima has Force. He also has what is that called? Oh, like Electric Shock and such, stuff like that. And the other one he has is also Ice Burst, I'll say, to make things simple. As they both concentrate at the same time to throw it up, as they immediately put a giant pillar of ice in front of them. As it's like, that will hold it for now. As they like inject themselves with some Eve, as he's like, hating having all of this injecting stuff. My arm's gonna look like something of a drug addict. It's like, got a point there, Deku, but no choice. As they like, as they like sit down, as Eri and like Mina are like, are you two okay? He's like, we're fine. Whew. As they get back up, we gotta find another way in deeper. Probably just killed over 100 splicers though. Yeah, that'll take a dent out of the population in this sector. But remember, this is a city. There's probably thousands of more where they came from. Like, yeah, but still, dealing a blow like this can do a lot of damage. As Lamb's like, those idiots. As there was well over, like, a few hundred splicers in there, so. As they start backtracking, they have, like, no other choice. They have to backtrack through areas they've already gone through. But the funny thing is that the splicers aren't there. It's, like, deserted. I'm like, alright. As then they get another phone ringing, as it's like, hello, it's Dr. Tenenbaum again. Lamb cut me off before, but if you meet me here, as she, like, sort of gives them where they're supposed to go, it's like, meet me here, and I may be able to help you. As it's like, alright, we'll be there within however long it will take us. As then they have to go through another song and dance of wading their way through the area. As it takes them a collective half a year to get there, with setback after setback, and constantly have to hide out. Mina and Eri are sort of, you know, still growing up. As it's like, we've made it far. Won't take long now. As they push even further until eventually it's like, thank God. This is the place, right? And Eri and Mina have gotten, like, new outfits and such since, well, they pretty much outgrew the old stuff. and they have acquired some weapons. As they make their way, as Dr. Tenenbaum, I'll just be calling her Dr. Ten, just from now on. Dr. Ten tells them, "Very good, you're here. Now get in. I do not know if you were followed," as they're like, "We don't either." As they grab Ari and Mina as they jump up, it's like, as she looks at them like, "Oh, they are aging quite rapidly." It's like, "We've been here for several years, Doctor." It's like, "Oh, forgive me then. But you two are big brothers." "Yes, though unfortunately we're not all the same. Seems me and Kirishima here are the only ones with any sanity left in them. Even that I feel like is scraping away by the day. Every day it's same thing, grinding through Lamb's endless hordes, and slaughtering big sisters that attempt to take Ari and Mina away. It's a nightmare down here." She's like, "Well, hopefully you all can help me some case. I've been managed to get in contact with people from up above." He's like, "You're not lying, are you?" As Mina and Ari are around 15. They just got to age 15. I'd say is in 6 months. Yeah. I guess it's not been a year. It was forgive me, but it was a year and a half. I'll change what I said last time. It's a year and a half to get where they were, constantly bunkering down and also being on the run and being forced to the outer edges. Took time to get them that far. As is yes, but we need to secure an area for them to dock in, to get all the little sisters. I may be able to help you all if we get up above. But unfortunately, I can't leave just yet. I have more other matters to attend to. Lamb is attempting to, I don't know. She keeps on trying to hold Rapture together the way she is, but it ain't going to work." I can't remember how her voice is, alright? Give me a break. I just know she's foreign, I think. I'm not sure. As then she goes on to explain that, but as then they walk into the main room, as Deku and them are "They're normal. You cured them?" "Yes, with this. With a vial like this." It's "Can you cure?" "No, unfortunately. It needs someone capable of taking Atom. You absorb it in and then it drains the Atom out of the system, freeing them. Though all these ones were done by a old friend. A man named Atlas tried taking control. After Andrew Ryan passed away, everything was locked down. With Atlas doing what he needed, he took over. But a friend called Jack was able to rescue dozens of little sisters and bring them to the topside. It's I think I heard about that. That happened 12 years ago. It's yes. It's been a long time. And now the experiments have begun again. Another one, a Big Daddy known as Delta. I've been trying to help reactivate him, but I haven't been able to. I'll continue to try, but you must help me get this next load of little sisters. As little sisters had started approaching Deku and Kirishima, as a few of them look at him and as they're in amazement, as it's "We'll do the best we can, Doctor, but we can't promise anything." It's "I know, but I have the place where you're supposed to escort them. I have a safe place to travel along here and several turrets set up. Just protecting them. Lamb will most likely descend upon whatever craft they send down here with others, Big Daddies and such, to attack them. As for us, well, as for you two, Ari and Mina, you guys would most likely be ascended by dozens, maybe even over a dozen big sisters. Deku says those are heavy odds even for us. Kirishima, what do you think? It's like, we have no choice, Deku. We want to get them out of here, we gotta do this. It's like, it's a bit risky. He's like, everything's risky down here, but we gotta take a leap of faith. He's like, oh, I hate doing that, but alright. When's it gonna be here? She's like, they've scheduled the next drop in a month. For now, just wait around here. As for your sisters, I can supply them with Adam. You just have to wait around here. And he's like, very well. We'll wait here and keep everyone, trying to keep you guys safe if necessary. So like, thank you. This is all I can ask for. As for Big Delta, I'll attempt to activate him more and more. It's like, very well. Mina, as like several of the little sisters come grabbing over, like, come grabbing Mina and Aries' hands as they like drag him over, like, come play with us. As they look at Deku, it's like, it's okay. As they like, hand over the weapons though. As they put the weapons on the table, as Deku and Kirishima take a seat, as they're like, as she's like, if you want, you could take off your helmets. And as they look at each other, she's like, did you guys, I thought you could. As they're like, as they just like shrug, never attempted. And she's like, alright. As they like take it off, and it's just like, as their skin's very pale with bright yellow eye. Well, bright green eyes for Deku, bright red eyes for Kirishima. As he's like, guess this is what we look like. As he's like feeling around his face. As he's like, I still haven't grown any beard or anything. That's depressing. He's like, yep, indeed it is. As he's like, though. As they're just sitting there, like several of the little sisters are looking at him. Eri and Mina are looking back at the two of them, and they notice they ain't half bad looking. Eri for Kirishima, Mina for Deku, As it's like, as they look away quickly, as it's like, well, that's awkward. As then it's like, as then Miss Tenenbaum's like, as there's like a ringing, as the little sisters all like go into the walls in a way, like, put your helmets back on. Eri, Mina, get under cover. As they get under cover, with Deku and Kirishima trying to lower the lights, you could say, like trying to make sure their lights can't be seen. As it's just like several splicers come, like a spider splicer. It's like, oh, I thought I heard people down here. Oh, that's too bad. Wish. As he starts sniffing around, wait a second. I smell Adam. As he's about to go rushing off, Deku steps in, throws him to the ground, and is like, not today. As he stomps downwards. As Lamb's like, what are you doing? As the little sister saw this, he's like, putting an end to the threat. She picks the Splicer's body up and throws it away. As she's like, hopefully that won't bring more. But we are compromised. If one could find him, multiple. As then there's like, hi, doctor. As they like go back into cover, as one's like, oh, Billy went this way. Where's the Adam? Or the thing he heard? As then it's like, I don't know. Let's see if we can find it. As they like all start stretching around, a little sister noticed that she left her teddy bear. As she's about to rush over, Aries like, Mina's like, don't. As one of the splicers like, look at this. It's like, this looks funny. As he's looking at it, it looks like a Big Daddy. As he's like, as he drops it, like runs, stumbles backwards. It's a Big Daddy doll. It's a little sister nearby. As like, little sister. As they like are getting excited now, as it's like, well. As they start like looking around and trying to get after, using a, I think I smell one. As Deku looks at Kirishima, it's like, Deku steps forward. It's like, oh, I've seen one like this before. They're a new kind. As then Kirishima steps behind the two, grabs their heads, and just smash together. And it's like, oh dear. Deku says, Miss Lamb, speed it up with the rescue. We gotta get him out here pronto. She's like, I will try. And she's able to cut it short by about 2 weeks, as it's like, they're coming today. They're able to. They have enough people to defend us. As it's like, as they don their weapons and such, is like, as it's like, speak to the little sisters. Excuse me, little ones. These four will escort you to where the nice men shall pick you up and save you. They will keep you safe, do not fear. As Deku says, listen, all of you need to stick together. Stay in between the four of us, and we will attempt to keep you safe. Now, come! As they start, like, making their way. As it's all quiet, the pathway she did is actually, like, sectioned off. Almost completely under her control, except for, like, an access point here and there. As they arrive, as the submarine has arrived unnoticed, to even land. As it's like, alright, whoever's on this side of the door, do not open fire until I tell you so. As it's a couple of heroes as well. As they rush in, as they see the big Kirishima and Deku, it's like, as they, like, make grunt sound, and as the little sisters start pouring into, like, the submarine or whatever, as it's like, well, I didn't... As the captain walked forward, it's like, I suppose you're working with Lamb, as he stuck his hand out, his right hand. As then Deku's, like, looks down at it and then grasps it. Using a bit of string, he's like, oh, that's quite a grip you got there. As he says, apologies. He sounds different to them as they would to them. Like I said, pink fit, what was it, rose-colored glasses or something along those lines. As they hear things differently. So to others, they may sound normal. Maybe, yeah, they sound a bit normal. Maybe having deeper voices than they usually were. But to others, it's like, you're welcome. Like, different. Sounds pained. Like groaning. It's like, well, you can tell Dr. Tenenbaum. We intend to get them out of here. And if we can, we'll get her out of here soon. As it's like, we'll pass on the message. As in, they just hear they hear Sonic, like, high-pitched screams as he's like, go! As he shouts it out, as a little sister, like, dropped her Big Daddy doll. As it was still a comforting notion to have a Big Daddy protecting somebody, especially when they're armed with a giant drill and guns. God damn, it would be cool to have Big Daddy just be your personal bodyguard. Damn. As Eri runs over, picks it up, and then tosses it to her. Eri, we gotta get moving now. Forward. As they hear the pain groan, as then the little big sisters start descending. As it's like, get us out of here. As they, like, speed off. As Lamb's like, you fools. As then he just, like, sends upon dozens of big sisters. As they had to fend them off. It's like, we're getting overrun. As Deku's like, fight, Kirishima. Feel the rage. Do not let them take them. As they're about, as Eri and such is about to be snatched up. Eri and Mina, as Deku's like, no, not again. As he takes his drill, slamming it into, like, a few big sisters at once. Rushes forward, grabbing the one that intends on taking Mina and slams her down onto a few others, taking his shotgun and shooting her several times in the arm, having it so badly rend, it broke off. As then he grabbed the one attempting to take Eri, pulled her down, and broke her spine. They intend to has flown into a rage. Similar to a blind rage a Big Daddy will go into, just smashing them and bashing them, leaving nothing but blood and dented metal. As he's, like, huffing and puffing, Eri's like, calm down, Deku, calm down. We aren't going anywhere. He's like, breathing in and out, in and out, in and out. As then she's like, let's go. As they start making their way, as they make it back to 10, Dr. 10, as she's like, sorry to do this on such short notice, but I must relocate. Splicers came and I had to leave. But we will meet again when the time is right. As then she cuts it off, it's like, and also like, P.S. I have left you a few crates of Adam. That should get Eri and Mina over for a period of time. Stay safe, you all, and may God have mercy on us. Now, as Deku says, well, we got the Atom, we can stay alive for a bit longer. Eri, Mina, we'll hunker down here for several days. See if we'll try to find a place to hunker down. As is like, alright, brother. As Eri says, alright, Deku. Kirishima. Was that just me who flew into a rage? He's like, just you, man. Hopefully no one else. Hopefully that doesn't have to come into play again. I hope so as well. Well, let's get going. As they go to find a nice place to rest. And I think that's where I'm going to be ending this one off at. Plenty of action, bit of story development, Anyways, I hope y'all have enjoyed this. Hope y'all continue to enjoy it. And I hope y'all have a nice day, nice night, nice life.